Let's have a look at a few of the mistakes people make when hitting long irons and how to fix those and get you hitting your long irons a little bit better in the air and further. So the long irons in people's golf bags aren't necessarily all the same. They can range anything from 6 iron up to 3 iron, 2 irons and even 1 irons. The common mistakes that when I see people play long irons is that generally they'll be set up to the long iron similarly to how they'd be set up to say a 9 iron, 8 iron or a wedge, so the shorter irons. So they'll have a ball too far back in the stance, almost middle or even back. From here they present not enough loft. They can often get ahead of the golf ball, driving the golf club into the ground and presenting not enough loft. So the golf ball shoots very low and they struggle to get the golf ball in the air. I also see the opposite, so people working back to the trail foot, kind of the scoopy look, trying to lift that ball and flick the ball into the air, and they're going to create some difficulties in that contact and that delivery area again. If we think of a mid iron or a 7 iron, we generally play from the middle of our stance. If we think of a driver, we'd play from nearly off the left heel. The 3 iron, we're going to want to play from somewhere in between that region. This is going to give us a chance to present the right amount of loft on the golf club at impact, and also put our body in a position to be able to loft that ball and release the golf club at the right time. The second thing we're going to do, we're not going to present our body in a position to create a downward attack angle into this golf ball. So again, short irons, our shoulders would be pretty level, hips would be pretty level. If we think of hitting a long iron where we want to present a bit more loft and maybe change the attack angle a little bit, let's change our body in order to do that. So left shoulder maybe a hair higher, left hip a little bit higher, and we're in a better position already to be able to hit this golf ball. The third thing that's going to change, it's going to change the attack angle. So if we think again back to a mid iron or a short iron, we usually hit those around 4 to 6 degrees down on the golf ball. A driver, we want to hit up on the golf ball. If we think of the long iron, we want it again somewhere in the middle of that region, so around 2 degrees down. We still want the downward hit to be able to compress the ball properly, but not too much down that we're shoving the ball too low and not getting enough elevation on the golf ball. There's 2 things that we're going to do slightly different in the golf swing now. After our setup's sorted and we got the ball in the correct position and our body's aligned correctly, we're going to want to feel that the hands and arms work on a little bit of a wider arc. This is going to give you a chance to control the golf club coming down to impact and control the attack angle. If we have any narrowing in the hands and arms and body, that's going to give us difficulties into this delivery position. The second thing we're going to think about is what we do through the ball. If we think again back to the long iron to demo this, we want our body stacked a lot on the left to be able to encourage that golf club to work down. With the long iron, we want to get a little bit more release, so we're not going to hang our golf club behind us as much. We're going to start to release it a little bit earlier. And this isn't to say we want to flick our hands at the golf ball and throw the club head at the golf ball, but we want to release the whole body on the way through. So again, this is going to encourage us to get the correct amount of loft on the golf club through this impact position. So a nice wide arc on the way back and a nice release with the club and the body on the way through. That's going to shift our low point forward and help us get the strike that we need to get this golf shot into the air. Let's give that a go on a golf ball now. So I'm going to set up, ball a fraction forward of where I usually have it for a short iron. Left shoulder raised up a little bit to help me get the angle of attack up. I'm going to take the golf club back a little bit wider and release the golf club a little bit sooner as I release my body on the way through as well. So set up, ball forward and go. So nice height on that one there, good distance. And pretty straight as well. Didn't carry quite as far as I'd like that one. Let's have another go. So I'm going to put the ball a little bit further forward, angle my body up, wide takeaway, and release the club through. And again, this is a case of trying to do a little bit of trial and error and experiment with yourself in terms of where you want this golf ball position. This isn't necessarily going to be the same with every golfer. Some golfers might find it better a little bit further forward or back than others. So it's finding that balance point for you and how you can present that golf club at impact with the right amount of loft. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas of the adjustments we have to make at setup to be able to present this golf club in the correct position at impact with the right amount of loft to get this golf ball into the air with the right amount of distance with the right strike. A couple of points in the swing there just to help you even more at that impact position. Again, we talk about all these drills and swings, and again, most of it comes down to changing 6 inches before and after the golf ball, which is the most important part. Thanks for watching. If there's any other requests or any questions that you'd like me to cover, please leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.